In today's video, I'll be trying to run the Windows 7 operating system inside my Synology NAS server using Virtual Machine Manager. So let's see how it works. To keep the video short, I've already downloaded the Windows ISO file and uploaded it into the Synology server's image file section. This is a very simple task. If you want to learn more about it, you'll find a dedicated video on our channel about this topic. I have already installed Virtual Machine Manager from the Package Manager. If you haven't installed it yet, you can do so from the Package Manager. Now, let's go ahead and open the Virtual Machine Manager. Now, at the top left, you'll see a button named Create. Click on the Create button, and from there, select the Microsoft Windows option and click Next. In the Storage option, you don't need to change anything, just click Next. However, if you have multiple hard drives, you can choose your preferred drive. Next, you'll come to the System Configuration page. Here, you'll need to give your virtual machine a name. Then, choose the number of CPU cores based on what's available on your system, and allocate memory as per your preference. Keep the video card settings as default and follow the system configuration as shown. Then click Next. For the virtual disk, I'm assigning 20 GB. You can choose more or less depending on your needs. In the next step, you'll need to select the ISO image that you downloaded earlier. In the second option, you'll also need to specify the Synology VM Guest Tool ISO. Leave everything else as default and click Next. You can optionally add a virtual USB device, but in my case, I'm not adding any. Then, click Next. Now, assign the administrative account permission to run the virtual machine, and click Next again. Finally, grant permission to power on the VM automatically. So far, you have seen that I have powered on my virtual machine, and it has started booting its system. The system has booted into Windows, and we can now see the Windows logo. Next, we will proceed to the Windows setup. We have now reached the Windows 7 setup screen. You can see multiple language options here for the edition I'm installing. From there, I am selecting English as the language. Now I will click on the Install Now button and proceed to the next option. Next, we will accept the license and terms and conditions, then click on the Next button. In the next step, I will select the Custom Installation option from the two available choices, Upgrade and Custom Installation, and then proceed to the next step. In the next step, you can see the hard disk or storage options. Here, I had allocated only 20 GB of space. In your case, you can allocate more or less, or even add multiple partitions or hard disks. Since I'm making a video, I'm using only the amount of space necessary for the tutorial. In the next step, you can see that the file copying process has started. The necessary files required for installation are now being copied from the ISO file to the hard disk's installation directory. In my experience, this step usually takes significantly longer in a virtual system compared to a regular direct installation. So, you will need to be patient and wait for a while, as it took quite a bit of time in my case. I have fast-forwarded this part of the tutorial so that it takes less of your time to watch and helps keep the video shorter. Now, in the option you see here, you will need to provide your personal information, such as the name for your user ID, the name of your computer, your password, and your time zone. You need to fill in all these details, and then click on the Next button to complete the Windows setup. We are now almost at the end of the Windows setup. The entire installation process is nearly complete, and it should be finished within a few minutes. Here, I am changing my screen resolution because I feel uncomfortable with the square ratio. So, if you want, you can also change the screen resolution according to your preference. Yes, now the resolution is to my liking, but there are still two tasks left. First, I will download my preferred browser, such as Chrome. At the same time, I will enable remote desktop support so that I can access the PC or virtual system remotely. Using Windows inside the browser is a bit inconvenient for me, so I'm turning on the remote access option. This way, I can use the remote desktop protocol to operate it just like a real computer, which makes me more comfortable. My suggestion is that you also set up your system with remote desktop access. This will allow you to use your virtual systems more easily and comfortably. I have finished enabling the remote access option. Now, I will check the IP address of this computer, as I need that IP to access it through remote desktop. I'm checking the IP from the network options, although there are several other ways to find it, but I find this method the easiest. So now, let's access the remote desktop using the IP address and see how it actually works. You just saw that I am now using the virtual computer on which I recently installed Windows 7 through remote desktop, using the IP address assigned to it. I'm comfortably and smoothly operating the virtual machine via remote desktop, and it doesn't even feel like I'm using a virtual system. If you want to access it from outside your network, from anywhere in the world, let us know in the comments. We'll cover that method in an upcoming video, where we'll show you how to access your Windows 7 system remotely from any location across the globe. That's it for today's video. If you found it helpful, please support us by sharing our channel, subscribing, and helping promote our content so we can keep moving forward.